Hi everybody. I thought, given my incredible laziness, that I would try maybe 1 or 2 times a week to give blog updates via a video. I wouldn't go so far as to call this a video blog because that implies something way more professional than what I am doing here. This is just my laziness. I don't feel like typing all this out. So, however, I'm wondering how good of an idea this is because as I sit down here, I realize, number one, it's really hard to look at the camera and not the screen. It's really hard. And number two, I just realized that I haven't washed my hair in a couple days. And yes, this is my 5-year-old daughter's clippy. Oh, well, get over it. We'll just continue on. Anyway, I thought our first little video would be Library Horror Edition 1. Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of cussing. I wanted to make this a totally rated G thing, but curse words just slip out of my mouth like, I don't know. I can't stop them. I'm sorry. I used to blame it on the fact that I was a pilot. No, I can't do that anymore. I think it's because I'm a mother, although I do try to curb it around the children. Although, if you keep up with me on Facebook, you would know that my 7-year-old son did come home a couple weeks ago with a note for saying shit in school. So, on the one hand, he did get punished for that, or at least a talking to, because we all know where he learned that word from. But on the inside, I was saying, that's not even a real fucking curse word. But anyway, I'm digressing. We're Library Horror Day. I did make my thrice weekly trip last week, and it was a lucky day. See, it says, oh God, look at it's all, does that show up backwards? Do you guys mirror image? Oh Lord, you're either going to hold this up to a mirror or learn to read backwards. It says right here, lucky day. My library loves those stickers. I don't know why. Anyway, lucky day. First one that I picked up, 12 Tribes of Hattie. I had actually downloaded this from our library's audio book thing and started to listen to it here a couple weeks ago, but I didn't care for the narrator, I got to tell you. So returned it and had just about abandoned it, mainly because it was an Oprah's pick, and I got to tell you, years ago after Oprah had chosen the McCarthy book, The Road, that was it for me and Oprah. I'm sorry, did not care for The Road. Never saw the movie, didn't care for the book, and never picked up an Oprah's pick after that. But this one looked like it had promise, so after I ditched the audiobook because of the narrator, I came in and it was just kind of kismet. There it was, lucky day, and picked it up and brought it home. Hopefully I have time to read that. Okay, so next we have The Bone Season. Okay, thanks to Beth Fish Reads, who recommended this highly on her blog. Figured I had to pick this one up. I had actually got it, about a month ago, and checked it out because it was a lucky day. Didn't get around to reading it, got about 100 pages in, liked it, had to return it, went ahead and went to reserve a copy, and it was like 100 people on the waiting list, and said, well, screw that. And when I walked back in, there it was, despite the 100 people on the waiting list, sitting there with its lucky day sticker. Grabbed it again so I can keep on reading that. Okay. Execution of Noah P. Singleton. I know a lot of people have been talking about that one and wanted to read it. I was actually on the hold list for that for a long time and got a little text message on my phone from my library saying, hey, come on down and pick it up. So I went down to pick it up, and it wasn't there on my thing. And asked the librarian about that. They went over it. They couldn't find it anywhere. So what we had here was a case of library petty crime. I've got a blog post coming up on this. This is great because there's a lot of petty crime that goes on in libraries, and some of it is just astonishing. What had happened, I'm sure somebody with the last name J or somewhere around my area had saw it. They were waiting and knew that there were a couple hundred people on the waiting list for it too, saw it and took it. Anyway, that they bumped me up to the top of the queue. I got another copy. There it is. Actually, I ended up with 2 copies. Don't ask. So, also picked up, there we go, 10th of December, think you'll recognize this one as an award-winning one recently. All the short stories, the George Saunders. I read the first one. It's a group of short stories. It's interesting, different first short story in it. What we've got here in the first short story is we've got a kid who sees his neighbor, teenager, pretty girl, get kidnapped, and is he going to do anything or isn't he? He's kind of raised in a very strange family not to do stuff like that, and are his morals going to win out over his training from his parents? Interesting. So I'm going to keep reading them because they're pretty good. Interesting. Okay. Delirium, Lauren Oliver. Thanks to Sandy. You got to read this. So, I read her review of the second one actually, which she wasn't thrilled with, but she was talking about the first one, which this is the first of a trilogy. And she had said that the ending of this one was so good that it made her want to read the second one. So, okay, I'll bite. Whatever. I'll bite. Okay, found the new Shippy Stevens book, Always Watching. I had read her previous novel. I think most of us did, didn't we? What was the name of that? Oh crap, I can't remember. Things just kind of get... What was it? And it's not in here. The name of the first... This is Still Missing. It says right on the front. Still Missing. I don't know if y'all remember that one. It was pretty good. And this was the only one. They had just gotten it in, and all of the regular ones were out, but the large print edition, we'll see how I do with that. It kind of bugs me, the large print editions, because I'm not that old yet, despite how I appear on the screen, which makes me, camera doesn't add 10 pounds, it adds about 20 years. So, anyway, I thought that'd be a short, quick, fast read, and that's about it. I did get a couple other ones, but I don't think you're going to be interested in those. But that was my library horror edition this week. So if you got any comments, thoughts, have you read any of them? Do you think I should keep going, or some of them should I just toss and return them back? And anyway, yeah, I am going to be writing that post about the library petty crime. You guys would not believe some of the crap that goes on around there, especially some of the stuff they put in that book drop. Oh my God. People ought to have their hands chopped off. We ought to go back to some corporal punishment for that. You put something in a book drop besides a book, I'm going to start chopping off some hands. It's just horrible. Anyway, that's all I got. I will label this PG-13 so you don't click on it at work and people hear my cussing. Hope y'all have a good day. Bye.